what even is the stock market? Let's talk about this right now. Ignore this fat ass pimple right here. Anyway, so what is the stock market? So literally what the stock market is, to put it in the most simple terms, it is a large marketplace where you can buy and sell small pieces of companies. That's it. And these small pieces of companies are called stocks or shares. And every time you buy a stock or like a part of a stock, you're getting a portion of a company. So for example, let's just say you wanted to buy some Grinder stock. If you bought one share of Grinder stock, that means you own a part of the Grinder company, which is kind of tough. So, and essentially whether your money in the stock goes up and down depends on how well that company does. Let's just say your company just made a shit ton of money this quarter, which is like 1/4 of a year. Then like most likely the stock will go up in price. But let's just say, I don't know, the CEO decided to quit randomly, then the stock would like most likely go down. It goes up by like if more people buy, and it goes down if more people sell. So if the CEO decided to quit and the stock went down, that means people are selling. So now let's talk about how you could like actually make money in stocks. There's a few different ways you can make money from trading stocks, and I'll go into them now. First one I want to mention is by just normally trading a stock off price growth. This literally means you buy the stock low and try and sell it for a higher price to make money. All right, let's just say you buy a stock for $5 and it goes up 100% to $10, which is incredibly rare by the way, but for example, then you would make money on that stock depending on how much you put in. Another way to make money from stocks is from dividends. Some stocks have this incentive to buy them where they will literally pay you to own the stock. This is called dividends. So some companies like Coca-Cola and like a bunch of others will literally pay you different amounts of money to own a stock. And it's generally a really low amount. Like if you buy a lot of shares of a company, this can add up a lot. Now I'm going to get into some of the other niche ways you could like make certain trades. Not all of these exactly help you make money. Some of these are like for more safety reasons. I'm just going to go through all of them and explain everything. The next one is placing a limit order. So the way this works is when you place a limit order, you place an order for when a stock hits the set price you want it to hit, then it'll automatically invest. So for example, let's just say a stock is at $110, but you want to invest while it's like lower. You put a limit order and you put it for $100. Once that stock hits $100, then your order will go in. Next, let's talk about a stop order or a stop loss. So let's just say you're like trading a stock and you think it's going to go up a bunch, but it's like highly risky. So what you could do is put a stop loss on it and say, yo, if it's not going up and it starts to go down a bunch, it'll automatically sell at a set price, so I won't lose a crazy amount of money, you know? The next one is a stop limit order. So it's basically like if you want to get a stock for a low price, you'll put in the order. So let's just say it's at $50 and you put in the stop price 45 because you want to buy under. You could buy for that price, and then your limit order is like limited amount to like how much you want to be willing to take for a loss. Let's just say you get it for 45, but then you set your limit price to 44 because you don't want to lose any money. That's how that would work. It's another form of like a safe type of trade. And then the next and final one I'll talk about is a trailing stop order. So the way this basically works is it's a stop loss that moves up as the stock rises. So you would set a dollar or percentage like trail amount that like follows the stock as it rises. For example, if there's a stock at like $100 and you have a trailing stop at $10, the stop loss is at $90. But then let's just say the stock rises to 120, then the stop loss would also rise to 110. And then let's just say it did hit that 110, it would automatically sell. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me know if I missed anything, guys. Give me video ideas. I want to like cater to y'all and help y'all out. Let me know. Catch y'all later. Bye.